humans. I hope you're all having a wonderful gem of a day. Today I am doing a Gwen Stefani makeup look. I am so excited for this one. Oh my goodness. She is just a beautiful human. She's just absolutely gorgeous. She is 47. Like what? What? Seriously, she looks exactly the same as she did in the 90s. Like, she literally looks exactly the same. She doesn't look any different to me. If you put a photo of her now and in the 90s, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you which one was which. She just is like timeless. Now, I kind of felt like filming this because obviously it is Christmas time and I wanted to do like a sort of quite a timeless glam classic look, and I was going to do Marilyn Monroe. But, okay, so Marilyn Monroe is like my icon, like style and beauty icon. I just love her. She is everywhere in my room. She's on my corkboard, she's on my calendar, she's in my phone, on my lock screen, on my home screen. I surround myself with photos of her because she just inspires me so much. I love her fashion, I love her beauty, and just, oh, she was just a gorgeous human. So I really kind of wanted to wait a while before I was a bit more established. I knew kind of what I was doing with my videos a little bit more. I had some sort of better makeup because I really wanted to do an amazing video. That's probably going to be like my favorite video that I do. So I kind of thought Gwen Stefani, her makeup is extremely similar to Marilyn Monroe. I mean, it's basically the same. There's not that much different. It's kind of a little bit more modern with the sort of like winged liner. So like Marilyn Monroe, for example, she used a pencil for her liner and Gwen Stefani uses liquid liner. So just things like that. It's slightly different, but I mean, it's basically the same thing. I'm always really intrigued by Gwen Stefani. She has this really timeless classic makeup look, but then everything else about her is like punk rocker. Like it's so cool that she kind of puts those two together. Like, I feel like there's sort of three subgenres to her look: timeless, glam, Hollywood look, obviously with like the makeup and even like the hair. Then there's the sort of punk kind of rock look that's quite sort of grungy and quite 90s, and then there's the sort of Japanesey vibe. So I don't know if you know that much about Gwen Stefani, but basically ever since I would say like sort of the mid 2000s, she started to incorporate these backup dancers into her music videos, in her tours. They were called Harajuku girls. They basically were kind of part of her image. She loved to incorporate sort of Japanese culture into like her makeup line. She did a whole makeup collection that was kind of Japanese inspired, and yeah, a lot of her music videos have these backup dancers, these Harajuku girls, so a lot of her look is kind of inspired by that. So she has those sort of three subgenres that I kind of feel work together to make Gwen Stefani. You know, that's kind of like her vibe, her look. I'm always really inspired by people like that because they kind of break the mold a little bit. Like, she takes inspiration, but she puts her own spin on it. So yes, her makeup and her hair are almost identical to Marilyn Monroe, but then her clothes are absolutely nothing like Marilyn Monroe. I mean, sometimes they are. Like, for example, this whole look was kind of inspired by, I don't know if you know James Corden, but he, oh my goodness, he is so amazing. I absolutely love him. He did a couple karaoke with her, and I kind of modeled like my hair and the makeup and even like this top and like my earrings and everything off that look, because I kind of feel like that sort of encapsulates her. That look, when I saw her, I was like, that's just her, that's what she looks like. She just always looks like that. I kind of feel like a lot of her clothes are that sort of timeless look, but then she can wear just totally, what do we even call that, like punk? Just looks like a punk look, like with fishnet and like, you know, always showing her midriff. Like, that was her thing. She would always just show her midriff. She kind of had two signature looks, so it would kind of flip between this one and basically this exact same look but with a nude lip. So she started out her career as the lead vocalist of the band No Doubt. I'm not sure if they're still going. I think they might be. I think they released an album in like 2011, 2012 or something, like quite recently. I don't know, but that's how she started out. She started out in that band. She embarked on her solo career in 2004. She had her third solo album released this year in March 2016. That's when she did the couple karaoke. The album is called This Is What the Truth Feels Like. It became her first solo #1 album on the Billboard 200. She's won 3 Grammy Awards, and as a solo artist, she's won an American Music Award, a Brit Award, a World Music Award, and 2 Billboard Music Awards. As I said, she started her own clothing line in 2003 called LAMB. Billboard magazine ranked her as the 54th most successful artist, and VH1 ranked her 13th on their 100 Greatest Women in Music list in 2012. So as I said, she's famous for frequently showing her midriff, and also in the mid-90s she popularized the bindi, and I actually remember that because I remember I was only a kid. I was born in 96, so it was still going when I was like 5, because I remember really wanting to wear beanies. Beanies? 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 Beanies yeah, really wanting to wear beanies because everybody else was doing it, and there was like this big trend of wearing beanies, like, you know, those little sticker things that you put on your head. I mean, they're not like they're of cultural significance in the Indian culture, but she basically popularized them for like the mainstream Western culture. Yeah, I actually remember that trend. She is a natural brunette. She was not always blonde. She started dyeing her hair in grade 9. So yeah, she's had platinum hair for an awful long time, and I have no idea how the heck she keeps that up because it's always perfect. Like, there's never any regrowth. How? How does she do that? Okay, so the cover of her This Is What the Truth Feels Like album was also a massive inspiration for this look because basically it was completely inspired by Marilyn Monroe. The makeup artist for that shoot was Gregory Ault. He first did her makeup in 1995 when he was working at a MAC counter at Nordstrom. She asked him for winged black liner and a cherry lip before a show later that night with her band. So he's known her for an awful long time, but back in 2012 she was recommended him by her hairstylist, and they've been working together ever since. And he's kind of evolved her look a little bit away from this kind of thing. So he describes it as like a peaches and cream kind of thing. Sort of like a youthful, quite sort of nude colored look. He still will incorporate this kind of look regularly as well. So like I said, the album cover was inspired by Marilyn Monroe. It was inspired by Alfred Eisenstaedt's portrait session with Marilyn in 1953. But basically he said that although it was inspired by Marilyn, it was also a lot inspired by Norma Jean, who, if you didn't know, that's Marilyn's actual name. Her real name isn't Marilyn Monroe, her real name is Norma Jean. Originally she had brown hair and she was quite sort of girly and young and innocent looking, so that's kind of also the vibe they were going for with some of the shots for the album cover. They kind of tried to channel that sort of innocent side of Marilyn Monroe, so not the kind of really glam, feminine, sophisticated look. They were kind of going for more of a youthful look. So like for the lips, for example, he said he tried to stay away from dark red lipstick because he really wanted it to be more sort of doll-like and less sophisticated and feminine. So yeah, I absolutely love this look. This is like one of my favorite kind of makeups to wear. I love the 50s. I love everything to do with old Hollywood glamour. I just think it's so gorgeous, and it looks good on pretty much everybody. So I'm really looking forward to doing more things like this, but for now, let us get on with this makeup look. Okay, so I'm just going to start out with my Maybelline Color Tattoo in Creme de Nude. And then because her eyes are always a little bit brighter, they're quite white, I'm just going to set it with this Maxfactor Wild Shadow Pot in Wicked White. And she always has kind of a subtle sort of peachy, shimmery champagne colour on her lids. So I'm just going to go in with this Barry M eyeshadow palette. This is in Champagne and Dreams, and I'm just going to go in with this champagne colour just all over my lid. And I'm also just going to take some of that white shade and I'm going to put that on my brow bone. Now Gwen Stefani has amazing sockets. They're just so deep set and beautiful. So I'm just going to kind of mimic that a little bit. I'm going to put some sort of like a brown color into my socket line. This is just the Makeup Revolution Essential Mattes 2 Redemption palette. So I'm just going to take a little bit on a fluffy blender brush and just sort of lightly place it in my socket line. And you want to do this with your eyes open, looking straight ahead at the mirror, and just sort of put it where you naturally have a dip and kind of darken that up. You can also use contour for this, just any shade that's sort of darker than your skin tone. It has to be matte and quite subtle. You can even use like a grey colour. Okay, now for liner. Now she always goes for liquid liner. It's always a little bit different though. Like sometimes she has it just on the sort of like to the very ends of the eye. Sometimes she has it a little bit longer, and then sometimes she has it even longer. So I'm just gonna kind of go in the middle and kind of do a medium length flick with my L'Oreal Superliner Perfect Slim eyeliner. And I'm also just going to tightline. Okay, her makeup artist Gregory Alt did her makeup for her latest studio album, This Is What the Truth Feels Like, and he said that for her eyes, he kind of put like an eggplant colored purple shadow over the top of the eyeliner to kind of like soften it down a little bit, and I've noticed that she often does that. She doesn't have a very sort of shiny black eyeliner. It's always quite matte and sort of dulled down. So I'm just going to go in with this shade from my Makeup Revolution Essential Mattes 2 and just a little pencil brush and just go over that black line. And then I'm just going to go in with mascara. I'm using my Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara. And for lashes, I'm using my Eylure Cheryl lashes in Girls Night. Okay, and then I just went over it again with some more mascara to kind of blend my lashes with the false lashes, and also because her lashes are always quite sort of piecey and clumpy and dramatic, so I think adding a lot of mascara over the top of the lashes really helps to get that look. Okay, so moving on to the face. I am going to go back to the eyes afterwards, but I'm just going to do the face first. So I'm going in with my L'Oreal Infallible Mattifying Base. And then I'm going to color correct using my sleek color correcting palette. Right, now I just fake tanned yesterday, so this foundation is probably going to be a bit light for me, but Gwen Stefani is very pale anyway, so I'm just going to go in with my Rimmel Match Perfection foundation, and this is in the shade Ivory. I'm just going to blend it into my face using my Real Techniques sponge. Okay, onto concealer. Now Gregory Alt has said that he doesn't particularly like the whole sort of triangle shape under the eyes. He just kind of goes in a sort of semicircle under the eyes, and he also likes to almost like highlight using concealer, which I kind of do anyway. So I'm just going to go in with my Maybelline Eraser Eye Concealer, but I'm not going to do my usual sort of triangles under the eyes. I'm just going to do like some semicircles and just, you know, highlight. Okay, and then I'm just going to set all of that in place using my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. Okay, now for contour, Gwen Stefani has frickin' amazing cheekbones, so she doesn't really need to contour too much. I, on the other hand, could use a little bit of help, so I'm just going to go in with my Makeup Revolution contour palette, and I'm just going to use this light shade because I don't want to go too dark, so I'm just going to really lightly define my face. And also contour my nose. Okay, now for blush, she doesn't usually wear too much blush, but it's usually quite a sort of peachy shade, so I'm just going to go in with this sleek palette in Lace, and I'm going to use this sort of orangey, peachy colour. I'm not going to use too much, just to sort of really like wash a bit. And focusing on the apples of my cheeks. For highlight, again, she doesn't usually wear too much highlight, but she does sometimes wear like a little bit of a white sort of highlight, so I'm just going to go in with this, just this eyeshadow from the Champagne and Dreams Barry M palette. I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my cheekbones. And a touch down the center of the nose and a little bit on the cupid's bow. Okay, for brows. Now she's always gone for a very dramatic sort of arched brow. Her makeup artist at the moment, his technique is to use a warm taupe colored pencil and sort of feather it to look like individual hairs, and then to take a soft angled brush and blend it to soften it before taking a neutral blondish taupe eyeshadow with that same angled brush and defining it using shadow. So I don't have an eyebrow pencil, but I am just going to, I haven't actually used this before, but I'm going to use my Barry M Shape and Define brow kit, and I'm going to go in with this color in the middle, and it does come with a brush, but I'm just going to use my own brush. I'm just going to really carve out that shape, and then I'm just going to fill it in. Wow, I'm so not used to having dramatic brows. Okay, now she always has a white or a nude eyeliner in her waterline, so I'm just going to go in with this NYX retractable eyeliner pencil, and this is just in the shade White. just be really careful with this because it's really waxy, so it kind of coats your bottom lashes really easily. Okay, so then I'm just going to go back in with that same matte brown shade that I used in my crease, and I'm going to run that along my bottom lashes. Okay, and then I'm just going to coat those ridiculous white bottom lashes with my Maybelline Colossal Mascara. And I'm just going to take a little bit more of that white shade and just put it in my inner corner. Okay, now on to the most important part, the lips. I'm just going to start with my MAC Cherry Lip Pencil. Now Gregory Alt has said that he basically uses a lip pencil all over the lips and to kind of get the shape, and then he goes over the top of that with a lipstick, and I think that's pretty much what she's done over the years because she definitely has that sort of rounded shape to her lips that she sort of achieves using a pencil. So I'm just going to map out that round shape with my pencil, and then I'm going to fill it in and go over the top with lipstick. Okay, and then I'm just going to go over the top of it with my Maybelline Vivid Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Rebel Red. She always goes for a very kind of bright red as opposed to like a brick red or, you know, like a dark red. So you want to go for something that's kind of quite a true red and also quite matte. And then I'm just going to set it with my L'Oreal Infallible Fixing Mist. Okay guys, so that is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more videos just like this one. I do film and celebrity makeup looks and also some other random fun stuff thrown in there. Make sure to leave me a comment, let me know if you enjoyed the makeup look and what you'd like to see next, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!